Well, hello and welcome to Cozy Couch Corner again for tea and tarot. It's a lovely sunny day again here. Not overly warm, although it's warmed up. Got another load of laundry done, which I'm grateful for. Did a bit of a yucky job today as well. If you've ever had clinical depression for a long period of time and hoarding issues, you can, or even if you haven't, you can imagine what sort of state your house can get in. I threw out a really ancient armchair today. It was ancient when I inherited it, and it's 20 years more ancient now. But it wasn't as simple as just getting a chair out. It was, there's stuff piled on it, there's stuff piled around it. I can't, and it's not that far from the door, but I had to move a lot of stuff, and everything's covered in dust and cobwebs because I haven't touched it for I don't know how long. So hoover a bit, move a bit, hoover a bit, move a bit. Work out where you're going to put stuff so that you can still move in your own house and get round. And I took the throw off. And under the throw were the carcasses of a lot of clothes moth larvae. Larvae? Yeah. So that was just like, so it's been moth eaten like nobody's business. And then when I actually got to a point where I could move it out, the amount of moth larvae, frass, poop on the floor was ridiculous. It was like compost. So I've hoovered most of that up, and every time I move something, because I've been, shoving the hoover around, and there's casters, move a caster, the caster's full of it, and then under the cast. So yeah, so I've hoovered most of it, but I was doing the last bit of hoovering while I had my dinner in the oven and I had to go and get my dinner. So it didn't get done properly, but it will get finished off. But I've created a space. The chair's sat outside. Eventually it'll go around the front and wait till I've got more stuff together to pay council to take a load to the tip, because you get charged the same whether you've got one bit or six. So yeah. So I did that. It's outside, but it was like, I've done jobs that have been a lot more yuck. It's not the most yuck thing I've done, but it wasn't pleasant, but I've done it. So that's one job ticked off. I've still got to, carry on moving things and hoovering things and picking things off the floor, some of which is stuff I've kept and some of which would be rubbish, but I don't know till I pick it up and hoover it and look at it. But I feel like I'm getting there more because I've just created a space, and then I can jiggle things around and clean things and just work my way around. But a lot of the time I haven't had the energy to do it. I've been trying to do it for a bit, but I've just, like I said, the energy was heavy and I've just not felt like doing hardly anything. But I felt quite perky this morning, so I made a start on it. And then I strapped me back up, but now my back's complaining. And I thought, do you know what? I'm not going to do any more of it today. I'm going to, unless I feel particularly like I really want to do it, I'm going to pick it up again tomorrow and start on the rest of the bits down there and bring down or move around what I want to put in that corner. So yeah, that's a start anyway. So the next yucky job would be emptying the Hoover canister with all the composty moth frass in it, and not getting that flying everywhere. When you empty it out, if you're not careful, it just right. Let's do the tarot. I will breathe and slow down before I get told. Okay. What message do you have for us for Tuesday, the 23rd of September, 2025, please? The pack split, like, and is it? It just sat there. It wasn't even wobbling. It just sat there, and then it wasn't. So, oh, that is. We have the Five of Cups, and then behind it we have a no. So we have the Five of Cups. I've got crying over spilt milk, which isn't what I normally read it, but crying over spilt milk. We've all been there, haven't we? I dropped a bag of rolled oats on the floor once when my depression was bad, and you'd think it was the end of the world, wouldn't you? It was a bag of oats, and there's me with the oats on the floor, and I'm trying to rescue what hasn't touched the floor so that I've still got food to eat. But yeah, Five of Cups can be grief, distress. I've got anger and resentment actually, which popped into my mind, which I wouldn't normally say. There's 3 cups that have fallen over, and you've lost the water. It could be emotional, water, emotions, cups, emotions, feelings, emotions, whatever. So there's 3 that have fallen over, things that I've lost, things you've had to let go of. But person on the card is focusing on that, and there's still 2 cups on the shore that are fine. There's still good things. But we're not focused on what we've got left, what we've got coming in, what joy there is, or what there is to look forward to, what there is that we still have. We're looking at what was lost. And yeah, there's a grieving process to things that we have to go through. Ooh. But it's not getting pulled back in. And as I had that thought, I've never noticed that before. There's an arm coming out of the water, pulling her down. Blimey. Absolutely never seen that before. How many times have I looked at this card and I go, oh, there's an arm, there's a hand pulling it down. So yeah, the problem is we can go through the grief process. And if we've lost somebody, things are going to come up and we're going to revisit it. And we can with other things. We can a lot of things, especially the way the energy's been lately. And if you're recovering from trauma, a lot of things pop back into your head. A lot of yucky things pop back into your head, and you process them, and then and you'll get another one pop back, and here and there. It's not getting dragged down by them. It's not getting pulled back into that space of just utter despair, if that's where you've been, or misery, or it's not letting it pull you back. It's not looking in the rear view mirror. It's not looking in the rear view mirror at all the crap that's gone on. I mean, yes, you have to take time sometimes, and you have to revisit things to process them for emotional healing, and like you would in therapy, to clear the trauma and stuff, if that's where you've been. But you can't drive a car and spend all your time looking in the rearview mirror. You've got to look where you're going. And that's what this is saying. You've got to look straight ahead. I mean, you can look at where you are now. You don't have to be in a car. You can look at, mindfulness, present moment, and all that. But focusing on the future. You will, periodically, all of us will, get pulled back into things in situations. I've had quite a few bits come up today and stuff from, my gosh, 30 odd years ago suddenly popping into my head, situations that were just usually cringeworthy, and some just not as long ago as that, but just upsetting things that happened, and sometimes don't fully understand the things that happened until later, and you go, this, and I felt rejection and abandonment, etc. And I thought they were my people, and they weren't. But it's not living in the past. It's not. It's, yeah, got to visit sometimes. Deal with crap. Heal what needs to be healed, but don't let it suck you back in. Don't let those past situations, past things just drag you down, because it can. You can get stuck in the past. You can get stuck in things that have happened, especially if you feel a massive sense of injustice with some things. And yeah, sometimes you need to visit, like you need to look at your rear view mirror when you're driving, but you don't want to go and live there. You want to keep moving forward, look at the positive things you've got in your life, even if it's teeny tiny things. And sometimes that's all we can do, especially with depression. You have to, pick the tiniest thing that was positive, and get help with the depression. But yeah, focus on the future, focus on the positive things. Yes, we have to revisit the past, but we don't have to live there, and we don't have to live in any unhelpful, unhealthy energy. We don't have to live in the negative, horrible energy anymore. We can get out of it. There we are then.